Welcome back to Tarik Talk. Today, I'm on the Upper East Side in New York City at Skarstedt Gallery, experiencing an exhibition dedicated to Yves Klein, an artist whose work fundamentally reshaped how we think about color, space, and the immaterial. Skarstedt is known for presenting historically significant artists in a way that feels both precise and immersive. The gallery itself is minimal, refined, and highly controlled, creating the perfect environment for Klein's work, which relies so heavily on presence, perception, and atmosphere. Yves Klein is perhaps best known for his creation of International Klein Blue, often referred to as IKB, a deep, ultramarine pigment that he developed as a way to capture pure color in its most intense and unmediated form. For Klein, blue wasn't just a color, it was a concept. It represented the infinite, the immaterial, the void. Walking into the exhibition, you're immediately confronted with that intensity. The monochrome blue works don't depict anything in the traditional sense. There's no image, no narrative, no figure. And yet, they're far from empty. They create a space that feels immersive, almost meditative. Klein believed that color alone could evoke emotion, presence, and even a kind of spiritual experience. And standing in front of these works, you begin to understand that. The surface absorbs you. It pulls you into a space that feels both expansive and intimate at the same time. Beyond the monochromes, Klein's work also extends into sculpture and performance. His sponge sculptures, for example, take natural sea sponges and saturate them in blue pigment, transforming them into objects that feel organic yet otherworldly. They hold the color in a different way, absorbing it, containing it, almost like vessels of this immaterial idea. There's also the legacy of his anthropometries, performances where Klein used the human body as a living brush, directing models covered in blue pigment to press their forms onto canvas. These works blur the line between painting and performance, between presence and trace. What ties all of this together is Klein's interest in the immaterial. He wasn't just making objects, he was exploring ideas about space, energy, and existence. He once described his work as an attempt to capture the sensibility of space itself. And that's what makes this exhibition at Skarstedt so powerful. The gallery becomes more than just a container for the work. It becomes part of the experience. The clean white walls amplify the intensity of the blue, allowing it to radiate outward, to almost take over the space. As you move through the exhibition, there's a shift in perception. You start to slow down. You become more aware of your own presence, of the space around you, of the way color can alter your experience of reality. Klein's work challenges the idea that art needs to represent something. Instead, it asks you to feel, to experience, to engage with something that exists beyond the visible. And in this setting, at Skarstedt, that experience feels heightened, focused, distilled, and deeply immersive.